Hello, welcome to another video on factions. I'm playing Master League this week against the world champion Dancing Rob. Now, I've played Dancing Rob quite a couple times. Usually I have quite a good record against Germans. Or at least as far as I can think of, and we have a little bit of history because last time we played in factions, I won 2-1 against Dancing Rob. I think this was like the open tier, and we matched against the Germans. We both played Ultra, and we also played at the EUIC where he knocked me out of I believe it was the first losers round on the championship day, and we all know how that went because he became world champion from his qualification from that tournament. Now the teams that we have here, on the right side, you can see that I have a Haxorus, and that's simply because Axew is one of his favorite Pokemon. He can tell himself, maybe in comments if he's watching, how many level 50 Axew he has exactly. But that's why I brought it. I don't think it's great. It can beat like Steel types and Kyogre, but it's really fragile and stuff. I actually also changed my team like 30 minutes beforehand, and I really regret it because his restroom is so free. I have no restroom answer. It can beat anything on my line, so I have to pull off some tricks here. I think at this point, both myself and Dancing Rob were not taking the matchup as seriously. There wasn't as much pressure because we, the EU Empress, already lost the bout really hard. I think the score was like 4-15 at this point, 4-14. I don't remember exactly what the score was, but there wasn't just a lot of pressure on this matchup, so we were just gonna have a go at it. I don't know about Dancer Rob. He said he didn't want to play. I don't know if he meant it, but I also felt like, yeah, kind of a waste of our time. But let's just get over it. Let's see if I can get some good content out of it. And obviously, as world champion, he wants to show he's one of the best as well, right? Let's take a look at these battles here. Basically, what puts me in a rough spot here is that he brought Togekiss. Usually, Garchomp is fine against like Primarina or Sylveon, but Togekiss is a problem because Garchomp is hard-walled. Haxorus, we don't even talk about that. And Yveltal is okay if you have Gust, but you only win the 0 shields against Charmers. So, also doesn't do great there. My Steel types are very much pressured by Swampert. So, that also makes those iffy to bring. I have no Swampert answer, really. My best is Haxorus, and it's not great. On top of that, man, if I brought Kyogre that I really wanted to bring, Kyogre or Mega Blastoise, I would have been in such a dominant spot here either way. I think the battle, let's see, he took a while to lock in, and the leads that we have here is Melmetal against Reshiram. So this is really the best spot I can have that Reshiram, but I need to preserve my Melmetal in case he has that Togekiss, which is still possible. Though I honestly don't expect him to have Togekiss in the back when I have Melmetal lead. Melmetal wins the zeros and the 2 shields here, but the 1 shields I don't. So if I want to win this, I will always have to go 2 shields down here. Fusion Flare won't KO me, but does like a whopping 70%. And the Dragon Breaths, even though resistance, still add up on Melmetal. I'm trying to farm up a lot of energy here because obviously I want to come with a lot. I expect something like Swampert in the back because Swampert also is another Pokemon that's very safe for him. Basically, it's very RPS on my side because I have to avoid the Togekiss with my dragons, but it's very safe on his side. He swaps out after taking my second shield, going into the Swampert. This is a big misplay by myself because the problem that I have now is that my Garchomp, I mean, I can Earth Power this to take it out, but Garchomp just takes too long to get to those moves. I bring in my Yveltal, which indeed has that Gust. The thing about Yveltal is that, like, even with Gust, you still are fine against Steelix simply because Steelix has no charge move pressure. So I'm very calm. I will always be bringing Yveltal, basically, right? And he will probably know that. It's fine against Swampert, it's fine against the Mewtwo, against Reshiram. It still loses, but it's more neutral-like. I don't throw my move here because I don't want that Reshiram to get farm again. That will be disastrous. I'm going to bring in my Garchomp, and you see my moveset here. I had to pull off some tricks here to win this terrible matchup. So, but that's also my specialty. I'm not complaining. Winning terrible matchups is exactly what I do. He brings in that Reshiram again. This is kind of annoying because I have to review my moveset now. I throw the Sandtube here. I expect Dancing Rob to now think that I have Outrage, so this might still be my favor, but I in fact have Earthquake. Earthquake wins the 0s and 1s against Mewtwo, so that's why it's so convenient. But if Mewtwo leads against it, it's kind of tough. He brings in a Thunderfang Steelix. Now, this is not great for Yveltal, but good thing is great for Garchomp, and in comes Earthquake, BAM! Does massive damage that I needed. Because if he shields it, I lose this. I would not be able to get to this Earthquake. Actually, this is Sandtube. I would not be able to get to the next Earthquake. And then I can't take this out because I'd have to like double debuff myself with the Melmetal. On a Super Power would only do about like 40% on Mega Steelix. It's very bulky. I'm not even sure if this is Shelna, by the way, but it's a cool looking Pokemon. Brings in Swampert immediately. I make sure I take it out right away before he can even think of getting to a Hydro Cannon, and this should secure the battle for me, because now all I need is a superpower, which I already revealed. I reviewed my Melmetal moveset, but honestly though, there was another surprise there really. He said he ran Thunderfang basically because it's the best against Melmetal, Yveltal, and Zacian, which makes sense, but Zacian is sometimes just so underwhelming, so I didn't really think of bringing it just right away. Got kicked here. Let's take a look at my next lineup here. You can see I'm thinking of bringing Haxorus. I thought of a lot of teams, but I just didn't have the balls. Now, this is a joke between myself and Dancer Rob. I say Germans always lead Swampert, and they do lead Swampert quite commonly. And here we see it again. Now, this is a matchup Garchomp actually loses if you have Earth Power, but with Earthquake, you win this. So, Earthquake, again, very convenient here. I was always going to bring Garchomp as well, but it's very risky to bring both Garchomp and Yveltal, because if he leads Togekiss, it's over if I have that. So I throw Earthquake here. I expect Reshiram in the back 100%. If it's Mewtwo in the back, it's probably already over, because if Mewtwo has Focus Blast, I just cannot use shields anywhere. So I'm going to no-shield this. He probably will swap after this, because I cannot get to an Earthquake at this point. And I swap in my Zacian into Reshiram, which is not convenient, to be honest. He also expected double nukes on my Zacian, but I have player for a more consistent Reshiram matchup, which comes in handy here, because he was not going to throw before I was going to throw. Fusion Flare doesn't KO me, but Reshiram does win the 2 shields here, so not too convenient. The Dragon Breath, look at how much it still did, even though double resisted. Fusion Flare does a lot, and he actually throws his next one before I throw mine, which is highly inconvenient. But again, if it is that Mewtwo, it's very difficult to throw my close combat as well, and I do expect Mewtwo at this point, because those 3 are just kind of his safest Pokemon. I don't have my Yveltal, which I think leading Swampert with Mewtwo in the back was just the safest thing you could do, because I can never lead something like Garchomp or Haxorus and then have Yveltal in the back. I would just get destroyed by Togekiss. I really would. I am a madman, so if there are future opponents watching, do not count on it, because I do run ABA, like soft lose ABA sometimes. I could have run. I considered Fire Blast Garchomp as well. So let's see. It is Mewtwo indeed. I'm gonna need to pull off some tricks here. And again, I do know how to speak magic. I'm gonna throw some Rock Slides. I'm gonna need 3 Rock Slides here, which is a lot, and he only needs 1 Focus Blast to KO me. His Mewtwo is not even powered up. I managed to catch a move here. Like I said, I can do some tricks here, but look at this. He freaking baited me. So that Side Strike is only 45 energy instead of the 75 that Focus Blast would have been. On top of that, the Reshiram is, I think, too healthy to Thunder Shock down. So I'm just in a terrible spot, to be honest. Gonna no-shield this, hoping he baits again. I think this is my win con at this point, but he actually has Shadow Ball, so I think that Mewtwo is not even level 50, to be honest. Or maybe it's because he doesn't have, like, Best Buddy. Either way, Reshiram just Dragon Breaths me down, so that's very much over. And that's a 1-1 score. Honestly, I'm already happy with that first game, because I just didn't think I could win against that Reshiram. But let's see if I can do it in game number 3 here. Here it comes, Haxorus. I just had to bring it in one of these games. And you see, I do run the Madman strategy here with the Yveltal in the back. He saves off the Reshiram. Now, I do know that if I get 2 Dragon Tails in, this would make it super convenient for Zacian, but I did not bring Zacian this time. I throw Dragon Claw, but look at my HP from Haxorus. I might almost faint to what's it called? A Hydro Cannon already. And I predict Mewtwo in the back, hopefully same line. If it is Togekiss in the back, I now lose. So I'm gonna no-shoot this. Hopefully I can farm down whatever comes in, like the Swampert probably, and then get to a lot of moves on whatever's in the back. If it's Togekiss, I probably lose. If it's Mewtwo, I win very hard. But so far he has brought Togekiss, so I was willing to take that risk, to be honest. Superpower comes in, does a solid 35% damage. And if it is Mewtwo, he showed Side Strike Shadow Ball, so I'm just gonna shield every single move from this Swampert. If it's Steelix, these Hydros do the most damage. If it's Mewtwo, these Hydro Cannons do about the most damage. So just gonna shield everything here. Hopefully, he can get so much energy that I can. If it is Togekiss, I can still threaten it. And if it's Mewtwo, it's just a solid win. But this is what I mean with making these annoying calls, really. Shielding the next Hydro, and in the back is indeed Togekiss, so that's very much over, because Yveltal is just a little bit too slow to get to these moves. I don't even build up to a Hurricane here. I'm just trying to get my timing right here to maximize my damage and energy. But yeah, I already know he's going to get to the Ancient Power. I don't get to the Hurricane here. He doesn't throw his move, and the Haxorus does not take Charms well, so very much game over. Tokius got me in the end. So that is unfortunately a 1-2 loss, but I think I gave it the best I could. Game 2, I had a very good catch. Unfortunately, he baited me on what wasn't even the focus plus that what I was hoping it to be. He ran freaking Shadow Ball. Either way, good game, Dancing Rob. Hopefully next time it won't be such a freaking annoying matchup for me. I hope you liked the video and see you in the next one. Have a good one.